Yeah, we'll know when it's halfway. So. It's so good to see you guys. Like more and more people are coming back, and it's nice to see everybody. It feels like we were gone forever. But welcome. We're going to start by finding our breath. With every exhale, imagine just letting go of one more thing so that we can be present in this moment. Press both palms together at our heart center and let our chin sink to our chest and set our intention for our practice today. Raise our head, let our hands just fall naturally so you're comfortable. Really think about lengthening that spine, relaxing the shoulders. Let's go ahead and bring our fingertips up to our shoulders. And we're going to squeeze those elbows together. Open them up together. Inhale as we open. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to go ahead and make circles with those elbows. As wide as you can, as big as you can. Let's go in the opposite direction. All right, we'll take a big inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale. Keeping the left hand planted, we'll reach with that right hand up and over, coming into a side stretch. Both sits bones stay anchored to the earth. And we look up towards the sky, keeping our shoulders stacked. Coming up through center, we'll go to the opposite side. Up through center. We'll walk our hands out in front of us. Relax the elbows and just surrender to the earth, letting our back relax, our neck loose, and our head heavy. And engaging the core, we're going to roll back up to center. Let's go ahead and switch which foot we have in front. We're going to inhale our hands up, bring the fingertips back down to our shoulders. And we're going to gently begin a twist here. Slow down. Come back to center. We'll lower that right hand first. Left hand reaches up and over. up through center and go to the opposite side. Remember, with each exhale, we try to just let go a little bit more, relaxing deeper into the stretch. Up through center. Walk those hands out in front of us and let the elbows sink to the earth. Engage the core as we roll back up to center. Extending both feet out in front of us, we'll come to a staff pose. Keep the back as straight as possible, shoulders are relaxed. Imagine that energy just leaving out of the crown of your head. And we're going to flex those toes, point, flex, point, 3, 4, 5, and let's just fold forward gently. Relax as much as you can. If you notice you're clenching or tensing up any muscles, visit that and just let it relax. Return to a space where you can do that. Engaging the core, we'll roll back up. Bring that right leg in, let it cross over. And you can either give that leg a hug as we look over that right shoulder, or we can hook the elbow to the outside of the right knee to get a little bit deeper. Releasing to the front. We're going to go ahead and rock the baby here. So we'll pull that foot up into the left hand. Now, if you can always bring it up into the crook of your arm, but you don't have to come all the way up here. You're just worried about trying to get extra movement into that hip. And go ahead and release. Then we'll pull the left foot in, let it cross over. Either give it a nice big hug or hook that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And as we release, we'll lift that leg up to rock the baby on this side. And we'll go ahead and release this foot down, draw the right foot in, bringing the soles of our feet together, coming into our bound angle pose. Give our knees a nice gentle bounce. And relaxing the spine, we're gonna fold forward here. Careful not to pull on the feet, just letting yourself relax. And with every exhale, try to just let go a little bit more. Engage the core as we roll up, and we'll swing both legs underneath us, coming into our tabletop position on all fours. Spread those fingers nice and wide before we press them into the mat. Wrists in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. pull in that tummy and keep our neck nice and long. Go ahead and do your cat-cow breathing. Inhale as we drop the belly, opening up the chest, looking forward into cow. And a nice slow exhale as we tuck in the chin and the tailbone, arching that back up into cat. Inhale to cow. You're going to alternate between those two postures, following your natural breath. So go at your own pace. One more, and we'll meet in a neutral spine. Bump that left hip out, and we're going to peek over the right shoulder, seeing if we can find our feet. All the way up and through center, and then bump out the hips out to the right, looking over the left shoulder. And back to center. Turn our palms so that the fingers are pointing outward. And we're just going to do some gentle circles here. Make sure you go in both directions. Let the toes touch. Our knees will be as wide as our mat, sinking those hips back to our heels. Stretch those hands out in front of us and melt into your mat, resting your forehead. You always have the option to pull those hands back in and stack them under your forehead for a little extra support. Tabletop, we can straighten out those knees so they're underneath our hips again, and continue forward as we roll onto our mat. Slide the hands up so we can come into a Sphinx pose. Really engage the shoulders here. This is a pose where it's really easy to just sink a little bit. Make sure you're nice and engaged. Lengthen that neck, looking forward. We're going to peek over that right shoulder. And today we're going to go ahead and bend that right knee. Draw the foot in as close as you can. And we'll release, look forward, go all the way over to the left side, look over that shoulder. And bend the left knee. And release. Lower down to the mat, draw the hands so that they're underneath our shoulders, pressing into the tops of our feet. We're going to lift to a cobra pose. Shoulders are down, elbows are in as we look forward. Exhale, back down to your mat. We're going to press up through tabletop, tuck our toes, pressing the hips up, we'll come to downward facing dog. Press one heel in at a time to walk our legs out at first. Keep your gaze in between your feet, and your ears should stay in alignment with our arms that way. Tilting the pelvis forward so that we get a nice sharp upside down V, and press those heels towards our mat. Walk our feet up to our hands. And with soft knees, we're going to rest onto our upper thigh and find that relaxed back and the loose neck coming into a ragdoll. If you can, go ahead and interlace your hands behind your calves. Release the hands, and we're going to walk them over towards the right. Walk through center, and we'll come over to the left. Come back to center. Deep bend in the knee as we start to roll up, coming into our mountain pose. Check to make sure you're in the right posture. Really check the feet. Make sure you have equal weight on all four corners. And we're going to inhale up. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale halfway up to a flat back, your version. So either hands on the earth, our shin, maybe our thighs. Just keep that neck nice and long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And bring our hands back down to our heart center, returning to mountain. Opening the hands up, the arms up, we're gonna reach back behind us. Interlace those fingers, straighten the arms out so that we can open up that chest. An alternate here would be to have your hands on your hips, squeeze those elbows together, stand up tall. And with soft knees, we're going to fold forward, allowing the hands to fall over our head, or if you have your hands on your hips, you can go ahead and release them to the earth. With control, we're going to let go of the hands and bring those hands gently down to the mat. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog. Shift our weight to our left foot, raise that right leg in a three-legged dog. Draw the knee into the chest, and we'll swing that foot all the way through, coming to our low lunge. Make sure you look forward before we drop that back knee, untucking the toe. Engage that center so that we can pull up to our crescent lunge. We'll bring that hands back down to our heart center. Let the left elbow hook onto the outside of that right knee. Release both hands down to the mat. We're going to lift up that back knee in a low lunge and bring that right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Shifting our weight to the right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw the knee into the chest, swing all the way through, coming to a low lunge, looking forward. We'll drop our back knee, engage that core as we lift up to our crescent lunge. Pressing the hands back down to our heart center. We'll hook that right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Drop both hands to the mat. We're going to raise that back knee, coming to our low lunge. Bring that left foot back to meet the right, coming to a plank. Now you can either drop your knees or go straight down to the mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale to the mat. Press through your plank and lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply. Look to the top of your mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And bring our hands to our heart center. Inhale, both hands up. We're gonna let those hands come down back behind us. And whichever thumb you had on top last time, try to switch it. And then we'll straighten those arms out. Or your hands are on your hips. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And exhale, forward fold, letting the hands fall over our head. Release the hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the left foot, right foot raises, three-legged dog. Drawing our knee into our chest, swing all the way through, coming to our low lunge. Light on your fingers so you can look forward. Dropping the back knee, engage your core. So we lift up to a crescent. Draw the hands down to our heart center. Let that left elbow go to the outside of that right knee. Either stay here or go ahead and try to lift our back knee up into a low lunge. Release both hands down to the mat. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Shift our weight to our right foot. Left foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee into the chest. Swing that foot through. Low lunge. Light on our fingers. Dropping the back knee. Engage your core as we lift up, coming to our crescent. Pulling our hands through the heart center, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Either stay here or go ahead and lift our back knee, coming into a low lunge. Release both hands down to your mat. Left foot comes back to meet the right, coming into a plank. Lower to your mat with an exhale. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale back down to your mat. Press through our plank. Lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply as we look to the top of our mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. We'll bring our hands to our heart center. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, the hands back behind us. One more time. Your choice, whichever thumb's on top. Straightening those elbows. And releasing to a forward fold. With control, let go of those hands, letting them come down to your mat. And we'll step back to a downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the left foot, right foot raises. And before we go into our low lunge, we're going to draw that right knee to the left elbow. Back up to our three-legged dog, right to right. Three-legged dog. Draw that knee into your chest as you swing through, coming to our low lunge. Look forward. Drop the back knee. Lift up to our crescent. Hands down to our heart center. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Lift that back knee if you can. Now engage that core, and we're going to lift right up to a high lunge. And release both hands down to the mat. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Shift our weight to our right foot, left foot raises. And we'll do that crossover again. So left knee to right elbow. Back up to three-legged dog. Left to left. Three-legged dog. Draw that knee into your chest before we swing through. Low lunge. Light on our fingers. We're almost there. Drop our back knee as we lift up to our crescent.
Almost there.
Hands to our heart center. Right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Lift that back knee if you can. And press up. All the way up. Good job. High lunge. Release back down to your mat, low lunge. Left foot back to meet the right, coming to our plank. Exhale down to your mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. Press through our plank. Lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply. Look to the top of your mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And bring our hands to our heart center. And smile. You did really good. And now we can do some floor work here. So we'll inhale our hands up. And just go ahead and exhale into a forward fold. Step back to a downward facing dog. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet, lowering down into that frog squat. So you're up on your toes. Your knees are outward a little bit. You can just move your hips around comfortably. We're going to keep the left hand planted. We're going to lift that right hand up. Right hand comes down and left up. And left hand down. Let's go ahead and lower to our mat. And we can scooch so that we can lay down onto the mat. You get down to the mat any way you feel. If you want to try your roll down. I don't know what mine's going to look like today, but I'll try. Heather, what time is it?
Come on, Heather, we need to do a good job.
What is it? Okay. We're going to lift that left foot so that left knee is bent. Sorry, plant the left foot, I should say. Bending that left knee. Lift that right foot up to the sky, and we'll do our ankle circles. And go in the opposite direction. I'm going to point. As we flex, bend that knee, drawing the knee as close to that right armpit as you can. Straighten and point. Flex, bend that knee. Straighten, point, flex, bend, straighten, point, flex, bend. Go ahead and point one last time. We're going to make circles, small circles on the ceiling. Be mindful of your core here. You can give it a little squeeze when that leg comes forward. And you can feel a little bit more action going on there. And we'll go in the opposite direction. I heard somebody call this anti-clockwise. I've never heard that before. Yes. All right, excellent. Flex that foot one more time, drawing that knee into the armpit. Reach up with the right hand to the outside of that right foot. Coming into a half of a happy baby. Give it a little gentle rock. And you can hug that leg in before releasing the right foot to the earth. And we'll extend the left foot up to the sky. Start with our ankle circles. Go in the opposite direction. Point, straighten, flex, pull that knee into the armpit, straighten, point, flex, bend, 3, and flex, 4, flex, last one, 5, flex, pull it in. So we straighten up and point one more time. Draw those little circles on the ceiling. And go in the opposite direction. And flex that foot, draw that knee in towards the left armpit. Reach up and grab the outside of the left foot and give it a little rock, side to side. Give that leg a little hug. Release the left foot down to your mat. So as we're with both knees bent, we're going to do our pelvic tilts. So tilting that pelvis, we're going to press the back, the lower back really hard into your mat. And give those abdominals an extra squeeze here. And release. Tilt and squeeze. And release. Tilt and squeeze. Release. So we're going to tilt, really press that back in, and go ahead and lift the right leg so that the knee is in alignment with the hip and that shin is parallel to the earth. And keeping that lower back pressed into the earth as much as you can, lift up the left foot as well. The more you can keep your knees over top of your hips, the more engaged you're going to be. If we scooch it in a little bit, you can feel right away that it doesn't take as much work. Go ahead and tap that right foot down to the earth and return it, and left and right, left, 3, 4, and 5. Now either continue alternating feet or glue those legs together. Really keep that core tight as we lower both feet down. Tap, return back up. 1, tap, 2, tap, 3, tap, 4, and tap, 5. Hug both legs into your chest. Give it a rock side to side. As we release the feet back down to the mat, we're going to heel toe our feet as wide as our mat. Let the knees just naturally fall together. And you can have your hands resting whatever feels comfortable. If you want them on your belly, if you want to do the alternating left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly, whatever feels good. As you breathe, feel your stomach expanding, so pressing out against your hand. And as you exhale, really squeeze the belly button down to the spine, getting rid of all that air. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Heel toe the feet together, and keeping our knees still glued together, we're going to release the arms out to our sides here to be our anchor. We're going to let both legs together fall over to that left side. And if you can or want to, you can look over the right shoulder. Drawing the knees up through center, we'll let them fall over to the right. Look over our left shoulder. Bring our head up first and then our legs. Walk them in as close to our sits bones as we can get them. Bring both arms down alongside our bodies. We'll start with that pelvic tilt, but then continue to lift the hips up off of the earth, pressing towards the ceiling so that we're resting on our feet and on our shoulder blades. Your next big exhale, slowly lower your back down to the earth. And we're going to come into Shavasana. So if you'd like to grab any extra props, now's the time to do that. And make your way to a nice reclining position that feels good. We'll take a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. Letting go of our muscles as we do so, feeling ourselves grow heavier with every breath. Imagine just melting into the earth. And we'll do our body scan, so start with those toes. Relax the feet. Each breath, imagine that relaxation slowly moving up through the calves, into the thighs, releasing the hips so our legs roll out just a little relax the hands, allowing the fingers to curl up naturally. Again, imagine each inhale drawing the relaxation up through the arms. And release the tension we hold in our shoulders and our neck. Release the jaw. Muscles in the face. Press all of the tension up and release it out of the crown of our heads.